Welcome to Digital Asset News, to the top stories in cryptocurrency and digital assets, and break them down into bite-sized pieces. Today, just a couple articles as it's Sunday, January 26, 2020. First article up, Binance pledges $1.5 million for the coronavirus victims in China, and I think this is a fantastic thing that they're doing. So God bless Binance and God bless all those the victims in China and all the different cities that are being quarantined right now. And let's pray it doesn't move on. Also, Bitcoin price saunters, it's going up and down, and Ripple steals headlines over the past week. And those are the two articles. There is one thing I want to make mention, and this is why I'm just not into it today. If you're not aware, Kobe Bryant, one of the greatest basketball players of all time, passed away today in a helicopter accident. And it wasn't just him; it was him and his daughter. So this kind of hits close to home because you look at these types of things, these stories, and first of all, it's awful. And you realize, we've only got so much time on this planet. So we should be doing the things that we want to do and spending it with who we want to spend with, because we never know when our time is up. So just an awful story. So not really into the news today because this type of story puts everything in perspective. So we'll go over this quickly. So I'm going to do something. I'm just going to go over the scam of the day. And unfortunately, the scam of the day, we had a pretty good track record. We had started this on January 14th, and it was like 1 for 1, 2 for 2, 3 for 3, and 12 for 12. But then we just got stymied. And I think it's because I moved this segment to the very last, and people would just listen to the news. So today we're not going to do that. We're going to go over the scams, all these scams. And people say, well, they always in the comments are like, well, how can you be so stupid to fall for these scams? Well, listen, genius. It's because when all these different peoples are coming into this space, they may not be as savvy as you. So pipe down, just relax, because as time goes on, especially in 2020, I mean, we're going to have a lot of people come into this space, and we're going to need to police our environment because YouTube can't do it all, apparently. And we need to take care of the people that are coming in and the people that are here right now. So the way we're going to do that is we're going to talk about these scams every single video. And if it starts to build up like this, where we can't get them off the books, then I will push this to the front. And as people start to report and downvote these scams and we get rid of them, I will push it to the back. And that's the way it's going to be. So the first thing is, you can see that in every single one of my videos, in the description, there will be a part that says scam of the day. And there'll be a link to it, which will go to this Google spreadsheet. And you can see that, if it says, it'll give you the video link itself, the title, the channel, the subscribers, all that information I put in. And it'll tell you when the date was found, date was removed, date found, date removed, date found, date removed. If you see the date removed column is blank, you know that it's still active. So if we click on any of these, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 that are active. We need to go to these. Well, this one's good. This is the only one that actually made it, which was this last one down here. Thanks, Stephen, for reporting. And next one over, this cockroach still stays into it. And he's one of the guys that actually a couple days ago, 2 or 3 days ago, one of my subscribers said, hey, I really wish I would have seen this video before because I lost 5,000 XRP to this guy. Didn't know it was a scam. So yeah, so the thing with this is, for scams, you're looking for, one, you're taking a look at the comments. What does it say in the comments? And if you can add a public comment, then that's a good sign. And then you take a look at the comments below and it's all scam. Scam, 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 scam. Some of these scammers are very slick. They'll turn off the comments so you cannot put anything in. And that's a red flag. Next thing we're looking for is an asymmetrical giveaway. So in this one, the asymmetrical giveaway is in the video itself. I don't want to listen to this guy again, so let's find an asymmetrical giveaway. Not him. Something like, let's see if it's here. Yeah. Join 100 million XRP giveaway. Here's another one. This one's a little bit better, I think. Yeah. So this one is, to verify your address, just send from 1,000 to 1,000,000 XRP, and you'll get anywhere from 10,000 to 10 million XRP back. Here's the thing. In this space, you're not special. Nobody's giving you anything for free. So get that through your head. There is no types of asymmetrical giveaways. So when you see stuff like this, it is obviously a scam, and we need to get rid of this stuff quickly. And then let's see, scam of the day, just deposit, good chance to get airdrop as a reward. Scam, it's a scam, scam. Okay, so we know what it is. So here's what I want you to do. You're gonna dislike it. I already did that. I've done this like 10 times, 5 times, I guess. And then over here, there's gonna be 3 dots. It's gonna say upvote, downvote, share, save, 3 dots. You click on that, it's gonna say report. You're gonna click on spam or misleading. You're gonna choose one. It's going to be scams and fraud. You're gonna click next. Scam. Remove ASAP. And then click report. You can put in any type of information that you want to as far as why it is a scam and go on from there, but that's what I do usually. If you want to go into detail, great. The more detail, the better. So if you can do that today and help us out, because as time goes on, when all the people that are coming in and they're leery about cryptocurrency because they hear all the horror stories that it's for the cartel, it's for Silk Road, it's for nefarious purposes, and then they get scammed out. That one person tells 10, 10 tells 100, 100 tells 1,000. So if you do it, then there's 2 of us that reported it. And then as thousands of people watch this video, they will do it, they will report it. Now, instead of having 2 or 3 people report to YouTube, and YouTube kind of glances over, now they're like, wow, we had 10,000 people report this scam. We should probably do something about it. And then off we go. So if you could help me out, that would be fantastic. All right. Thanks for listening to that. Let's get to the news. So first up, Binance pledges 1.5 million. And if you're not aware, there's a coronavirus. And the problem with this virus is that it's spread very rapidly. Apparently, it's just as easily as spreading the flu. It's by droplet. It goes from host to host, and you can get it just by somebody breathing, coughing onto you, sneezing onto you, or you touching some type of object that has the virus on there and then wiping onto your face. Think of how many times you touch your nose, touch your ear, touch your eyes. Very easy. So the biggest thing they say is wash your hands continuously. If you go over to China, you're going to get screened if you come to America. There's going to be 5 drop-off points essentially in 5 major cities. So they're trying to contain it right now. But I've seen some of the video, and I can tell you it's very scary. So the new virus, coronavirus, has already infected thousands of people, and as of this writing, claimed 56 deaths in China. Now let me tell you something about China. It's a communist country, so the reports that are coming out of there are the reports that China is allowing people to see. So if they say 56, you can imagine it's probably 1,000, 2,000 or more, because it's a communist country and they only let out their basic amount of information. So we'll see what happens. Epidemic is spreading all over the world. There has actually been, I think, 2 confirmed cases in America already. People traveling from China, going to LA. One guy was walking around for 3 days, so we'll see what happens there. And this is where it gets interesting. Binance CEO Changpeng Zhao tweeted that his firm pledged 10 RMB, or approximately $1.5 million, to help victims of the pandemic. And if you haven't seen the post, China is in the process right now. They're able to build an 8,000 bed facility hospital within 6 days, because it's China. That's why. So thank God for that. Oh, Bitcoin has demonstrated itself to be a useful currency for helping victims of natural disasters. After Puerto Rico suffered the devastating natural disaster, the earthquake, Coinbase CEO Brian Armstrong launched a crypto fund focused on raising $1 billion. So there's another great thing for cryptocurrency and digital assets, and especially with Bitcoin. If we can raise all this money and drop the fees down, then we can transfer it anywhere throughout the world easily and quickly, and we can get it to these people that actually need it. So fantastic. So let's hope everything works out. Next story. Last up, Sunday Digest, slow day. This is the latest Bitcoin stories and XRP Ripple news. So the Bitcoin price went up to 9,000 this week, which was fantastic. The problem was it got beaten into submission and it went down to 8,300s. On Friday, we saw another push upwards towards 8,500, but then faltered and Bitcoin price returned to the 8,300s. I think right now it's around $8,600, somewhere around there. So it's playing within that channel, so we will see what happens. Remember, in May 2020, we are looking at actually I think it's May 12, 2020, we are looking for the Bitcoin halving. So there's been different speculations. Some people have been saying that it's going to be 10,000, some 12.5, but a lot of different places have said it's not going to go below 7,000. That's what this next paragraph talks about. The price predictions have been anything from such as not revisiting 7,000 in our lifetimes. I can see that, maybe, and 12.5 by May. Also, there's also ambitious possibilities. Different traders, different analysts have said that you might hit 100,000 in 2021 and even 424,000 at the end of 2021. We will see. I don't think that's going to happen. I think 100,000 is on the table with all the different excitement and FOMO that's going to happen after May, but we will see. Also, XRP news this week, negatively. The Netherlands-based fiat XRP on-ramp, XRP Parrot, was forced to close this week, which is not a big story. XRP Parrot is just some tiny exchange that had no liquidity and no volume, so they had to go out and lose out. Seriously, if you're an exchange, I mean, how hard is it to keep that thing open? I mean, you're essentially printing money. Just come in here, just trade your cryptocurrencies, and we'll give fees up the wazoo. I don't know how they didn't make it, but some people, not all businesses work. Also, the XRP tip bot on Twitter was also blocked. I think it's back as of today, so I don't know what happened there. It looks like there was some kind of impersonation. And then also it states Ripple-backed MoneyGram also confirmed a push towards achieving dominance in the Indian remittances market. India, kind of a small country, just like a couple billion or something like that, or about $1 billion, somewhere around there. So yeah, if they could push in there, that'd be fantastic, which is interesting because right now Parliament they're having their legislation process about seeing if they're going to ban cryptocurrency digital assets. I don't think that's going to happen between me and you, so we'll see. However, MoneyGram pushing in there, and they are really striving for greatness. MoneyGram, a couple of years ago was on the outs. They were having financial difficulties. Then they partnered with Ripple, and things start to turn around. They have more liquidity. They have more assets. Seem like they're doing great things, and we'll see what happens with their stock prices, so good for them. Also, Ripple's CTO David Schwartz defended the company on Quora, claiming the XRP network was indeed decentralized and Ripple cannot block XRP transactions. I don't know how that's possible. Look, XRP has these things called validators, and there's over 100 of them. Now you can see right here, I'll leave this in the description below, but Ripple's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. They have 7 validators, at their office, but everybody else pretty much other validators on the outsides. So they all have to come to consensus. So I don't see how they can reverse any type of transactions, because that's the point for validators, as opposed to somebody like EOS. I mean, they've only got 21 blockchain producers, and they are off the races as far as decentralization goes. So, which is Davos. Ripple CEO Brett Garlinghouse talked about the IPO potentially happening in the next 12 months and how everybody lost their effing minds. So the IPO, I did a video about this yesterday where I talked about, actually the last 2 days, I talked about how Ripple, I believe, is kind of like the Amazon of cryptocurrency world, because they are just, first of all, they've had some tumultuous couple of years, 2018, 2019. All they've done is just built the infrastructure. They've made acquisitions. They've spent a lot of money. And just like Amazon did in the very first years, Amazon didn't make squat. They put all their money into it, and then it's just like planting a seed, watering it, waiting for it to burst open. And that's how it is. It's like with bamboo. I think bamboo, it takes years for those roots to take hold, and then in one season it shoots up 10, 20 feet, because it just takes time. If you want to build a business the right way, it just takes time. It's how it goes. So this IPO, I talked about how it was a good thing, but there was also, I was listening to DAI, Digital Asset Investor, and after he talked about his kids playing baseball, good for him, and everybody loves those stories, he went and talked about Susie with Esoteric Trading Solutions and about how she talked about it. And I was like, well, who's that? So Esoteric Trading Solutions is limited, was set up in 2008. It's founded by Susie Crew, who has had over 30 years in financial markets, worked in fixed interest, equities, foreign exchanges, and cryptocurrencies, and is a true market practitioner. So she has some experience in this realm. And she laid out a tweet because someone asked her, hey, Susie, I'd like to get your perspective on Ripple's IPO as it relates to XRP. Is it good for XRP holders, bad, or non-sequential? And she pretty much just laid it out. Look, she goes, this is excellent. And this is why. It gives them billions of dollars, gives them more clients, investors, and institutional clients, gives them fund managers. So when we're talking about fund managers and different institutions, you got places like Fidelity Digital Assets. Fidelity, they used to handle my 401k. So people who are old like me, or older, or advanced age, whatever you want to call us, we're not too sure about this whole scenario. I mean, outside the 1%. But if we're like, hey, I don't know about cryptocurrency because I heard you use that to hire hitmen and to fund terrorism. That's what it says on Fox News. But Fidelity's good with it? Well, I trust Fidelity, so I might get into this myself. Also, you got TD Ameritrade, same thing, cryptocurrency trading. Well, fantastic. So if you have access to institutional clients, fund managers, gives them worldwide scale, so much the better. Then she goes on, she says, it gives them alternative funding. Sources apart from crypto and debit, allows them more ability to grow their balance sheet. They can increase their asset base by more businesses, exchanges. They use XRP. They can invest in pretty much anything to increase the utility. An IPO will be good because it will increase utility. Ripple can change their funding mix. They become regulated by the SEC for public prospectus, which opens them up to millions and millions of clients. I want to talk about this real quick. There is a lawsuit going on. It was an investor. He's saying that Ripple screwed him because they allowed him to buy these securities, and XRP is a security, and Ripple is behind the whole shebang. So if they can separate themselves, like, look, we're just a software company. We have an IPO. We're publicly traded on the New York Stock Exchange, and this whole process is decentralized. We've got over 100 validators. The SEC has already ruled Bitcoin and Ethereum is not a security. They smacked down EOS, if you want to call it that, when they did their ICO, which essentially was an ICO for like a year, because they said, look, you weren't decentralized at that point. You weren't on the mainnet, and you sold all these different tokens on the ERC or Ethereum platform. Then when they got into it, they fined them $24 million, woohoo, and they said, okay, that's it. Now that you have your 21 blockchain producers, you're decentralized. And that's it. So the same thing's going to happen here. They're just moving themselves away. They're moving the goalpost away from themselves. Go, look, we're just a company. We're just a software company. XRP is something totally different. It is a cryptocurrency. It's like Exxon. Exxon is an engineering drilling company. Oil is just something that we produce, and we have nothing to do with each other. Oil is not a security. It's a commodity. Same thing with XRP. Anyhow, she goes on. She says, gives them more money to expand strategically, gives them money to become best of breed. I don't know what the heck that is. And last part, sales and marketing distribution increase, huge tax benefits, tax arbitrage, and so much more. So on top of that, I think it's just going to allow them to put more money in so they can make more acquisitions, they can build the business. I don't think Ripple's going to do that great. Over the next 3, 4, 5 years, because they're going to just take the money in and spit that money out, and they're going to go, look, we need to build this business. I do the same thing with my Amazon business. Whatever money that I get in, I just buy more products and put it onto Amazon. I haven't taken profits for I don't know how long. That's how it goes. So man, I gotta stop talking. So that's it. I want to say thanks for sticking through the rants, and this isn't a great day. I'm just kind of bummed out about the whole thing. So remember, you've only got so much time on this planet. You better do what you want to do. If you got time, stick around. There's going to be a video on your left and right. There's going to be different things that I talked about with the IPO. I'll link that over there, maybe to the left or right. I don't know where it is on your screen. And then some other video that you can get into. But thanks for sticking with me, and I will see you on the next one.